So in this video, what we're going to do here is continue and basically add a book to the book info tab over here. So we've already basically created a sample book here. We call it Yoga Fitness for Newbies, added a couple chapters and some marketing in it. And now we're going to go over to this tab here and we're going to add a book here. And so to do this is this is kind of like, this is basically the same as listing your book in the Kindle network when you got to fill out all of the book details. So this is sort of like the book details area in here. So we just call it adding a book to the book info. Same thing as adding the book details when you're basically listing your book in the Kindle network. So what you want to do is click the add button at the bottom here and then fill out all this information. Now the first time you see this, it might be a little overwhelming because we kind of packed it all into one little window. And we did that on purpose just so that you're not going all over the place in different tabs and whatnot. We just wanted bang, all there, just do it once and get it done. And once you do it once, it's so easy after that. It's really simple. So let's go ahead and work through this nice and slowly so you can understand each and every step. First thing we want to do here is start with deciding whether or not you want to enroll in something called the KDP Select. Now basically the KDP Select is kind of like a different way to earn money with your book. It's actually kind of cool. Let me just bring over, I'm actually looking at the KD Select. There's a page on here that I like going to look at all the help topics. It's this one right here. To find this, all you have to do is in Google just type in Amazon self-publishing, help, and this page will come up like one or two in a listing. So I can just show you right now, just so you know. So go to Google and just type on Amazon self-publishing help. It should come up the first page there, and that's where we're at there. We're here, and then I just hit KD Select up top there. Oops, sorry. No, I didn't. It was somewhere else here. Let me get this window in view here. KD Select Facts somewhere. There it is. And just so that you really understand what it's about, it's nice to really understand. Like I know that a lot of people, authors, are a little bit kind of unsure about the program. It's basically another way to make money with the system. And so what they do is they dedicate an annual fund. So this year, 2012, they've predicted it's going to be a $6 million annual fund. And basically what they do is if you enroll in KDP Select, you're allowing Kindle to add your book to what they call the Kindle Owner's Lending Library. And then your book gets lended out. And you get paid for every time the book is lended. Now, if you click here, let's take a look at an example and see what, how is this calculated. And you can see here, if for the given month, if the lending amount is $500,000, and that you could find the lending amount anytime by going to the KD Select main site. You can see here right now for July and August there, it's $600,000. Okay. And then what you want to do is they say, okay, for the qualified number of participating titles. So that's gonna be like the amount of books that are participating in the actual lending library. So let's say it's 300,000, and your book gets borrowed 1,500 times. So all you have to do is you basically just find what's the percentage of how many times your title was lent for the total number of titles. If you divide the two, multiply by 100, you're going to get 0.5%. And now you take 0.5%, you multiply that by $500,000, and you get your share of money, which is $2,500. So that all happened in 1 month. You get $2,500 in that month. So that's a really cool way to earn money. And another cool thing about that is you have this other option. You have different promotional options here. Like right here, you can promote your book for free for a limited number of days. So 5 days every 90 days. And what that kind of means is, well, if you give out your book for free, it's going to be lent more. You're going to get more exposure. You're going to get more downloads. So if you do that for 5 days, then you're going to, boost up your earnings a little bit from the KDP program. So it's a good idea to, make it free every once in a while. So that's a real powerful thing to do. So I suggest definitely, enroll in the KDP. It's another way of getting some more money. So that's a good thing to do. The next thing we want to do is enter in your book name, obviously. Is this book a part of a series? It can, like, before in a previous video we talked about how we can make this like a whole series, like, you know, yoga fitness for newbies. It can be yoga fitness for advanced, for seniors, for women over 40, for weight loss, for relieving stress, all sorts of stuff. So we can have a whole series, and if you want to do that, then this would be the first series, volume 1 of the series. So like this is only one series. Then the next one, if it was the second book, would be Yoga Fitness for Advanced. It'd be series title 1, volume 2, sort of thing. So anyhow, I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to remove that. Your edition number, you can usually just put 1 there. The description, I have a little description I took from that book. I'll just toss in there. Obviously, you want to take the time to write this. I just kind of copied it there. The publisher, this is going to be, this is basically going to be the author. So, you know, you can also use your company name because, or the publisher's company name, you know. But we had a pen name, so let's just use that. And this here is if you have an international a book number, you can, international standard book number, you can put that in there if you want. You can go purchase them from their main website online, but you don't have to, so we'll just leave that blank. Then you got to select a couple of categories that that basically really describe, or you know, what your book will really be applied to. So it's really important you select the right ones. And you want to be like I said, you really want to find ones that really match your book, because that just increases, it actually will help expose your book a little bit better, because when people are pinpointing what they want to see, and then they see your title, which matches what they're looking for, you get a higher response and more sales, basically. You can select up to 2 categories. So let's go ahead and see what we can find. And if you're always unsure, you can always just go on the website and just look at a similar book for, say, for example, for yoga, and see where they're doing it. But I can pretty much guess. So let's look at Body, Mind, and Spirit, because it's like a meditation sort of thing, right? And we can select meditation. But at the same time, it's also health and fitness. So we can do sort of health and fitness in here somewhere, like exercise. That could be one there. Now the next thing we want to do is add keywords. You can add 5 to 7 keywords. I'm not sure what happens if you don't enter up to 5, but I say make sure to add 7 keywords all the time, because this is how customers search for your Kindle book, for your book in the Kindle store. So this is very important, probably one of the most important things here. You really want to put relevant keywords in there. Now you're probably thinking the first thing you should do is run off the Google keyword tool and find the high search keywords on the internet. Now there is some truth to that. Like, you could do that and probably get, you know, you could pretty much assume that highly searched keywords on the internet are pretty much the same all around. The main keywords, like if, you know, health, like fitness is going to be, or say weight loss, for example, as opposed to weight loss for children, is going to be searched more everywhere, right? So you can kind of assume that generally. But what you really want to do is use Amazon, because that's where people are searching. So it only makes sense to go to Amazon to really figure out what you could use for keywords here. And one way to do that is by utilizing tags. If you go to Amazon.com and let's just select books, and just don't put anything, just put go and go to bestsellers right here. And let's take a look in health and fitness. And take a look at these, the exact categories we're listing in. So you want to come and take a look, which one, exercise, and what was the ones we picked there? We selected health and fitness and exercise. Let's just do that one. So let's look here, exercise. And then take a look at the first couple of books. So let's just take a look at the first one here. And then you want to scroll down in here and look for the tags section. Here we go. So now you can see some keywords. Now these are keywords that have been entered by buying customers. People that have bought this book entered these words in here. So it gives you some ideas of tags that you could use. So running, jogging, Kindle, like these. This is a top-selling book in that entire category. It is the top-selling book because it's the best seller. So this has the most sales. This book has the most sales in that category. So it only makes sense to kind of look at these relevant keywords. So, but like you do want to keep it relevant though. I don't want to put in like Kindle for a yoga book. It makes no sense, right? Or like adventure. You know, running is not really part of yoga. So you definitely got to like pick and choose and see what to do here. And so one thing we can do here is we could use the word athletics, or, you know, you can't really use these keywords for this particular one anyway. So another thing you can do is you can search in the Kindle store, and for yoga as well. This is another way. And we can start taking a look at some of these. Oops, sorry, let's do that again. You want to make sure they're just Kindle. Yeah, it isn't just in the Kindle store, never mind. And take a look, and you want to take a look at their rank. So if you go down and take a look at their rank, this one's rank 14 in the Kindle store for that. Actually, it's ranked 2600 in Kindle store. That's really good. So let's take a look at the tags here. Okay, where'd they go? There they are. Yoga obviously is the first one, so that's a good one. But spirituality, I never would have thought of that. There you go. There's one that we can use. So let's just take that. I'm just going to copy it and put it into a document on the side here. And we also want to take this word too and put that there. And so you just kind of continue along the way and you do that. So I can think of another word, meditation, you know. Meditation, probably just health, fat loss, or weight loss, maybe probably better. So you can definitely just guess a few as well. And maybe just the word exercise. I'm just actually typing it on the side here so you're not really seeing what I'm doing here. Just one second. How many keywords I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one more. Let's take a look at another book here and take a look at some tags. This one may not have any. Oh, there was one. Beginner's guide. Nah, that's not good enough. It also tells you the number of times it's been tagged. It's been tagged 3 times. So nothing really there. I guess I can use another one, just call it fat loss. But it gives you a general idea of where to look to get some keywords. Let's go ahead and enter those in there. And another thing you could do, alternatively, if you actually picked up one of the upgrades for this package, we do have the upgrade option for another software program called the KD Niche Finder. And in here you have a keyword finder tool. So if you go in here, if you type in yoga, what this does, it extracts a whole bunch of keywords from the Amazon search engine that contains the word yoga. So it gives you some other alternative keywords that you could use. And these are highly searched words. These are the words that customers actually, or consumers that are on there, are typing into the search engine. So you see a whole bunch of different keywords that you could use here. In addition, we also have a tag finder. Basically what we just did, this tool automates it for you. So if we wanted to select the health and fitness and dieting, and then we wanted to select the which one was it now? The dieting and weight loss, or the exercise and fitness. What this does, it's going to extract all of the tags from the first 20 items, or up to 100. Let's just do 20. Click go, and what it's doing is going out and grabbing the tags and the number of times that word has been tagged. So it's actually it's a lot easier to use this software than do it manually, obviously. So this gives you another way to find those keywords that you could use. And you can sort by the number of times tagged here. Tim Ferriss was tagged, 491 times. Fitness, I should be putting that word in there. So let's take out fat loss and put fitness. So So you can see the importance of this tool. And fat loss is right there too, though. So maybe we should take out a different one, like exercise, and put fat loss. Fat loss and fitness have been tagged hundreds of times. So in just that category. So you can tell it's a really good thing to do there. Cool. We also have the top tags. This will return the top 1,000 tags on Amazon. And it gives you the number of times it's been tagged, the number of users that have tagged it, and a quality score. So you can just sort by the quality score here real quickly. And you can see all the number 1 tagged items. So you can just quickly kind of go through here and see. And these change all the time, right? Spirituality, that was the one we put in there. And take a look at that. That sucker's been tagged, 53,000 times. So that was obviously a good keyword to put in there. And we found it from other tags. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's keep moving on here. Oh yeah, if you didn't get a chance to grab this software, there's actually a store link located inside of your members account. You can go in there and grab it if you like. It's pretty cool. It's you got these action bars as well. So if you're not comfortable with the black dark look, you can right click and the action bars will come up. You can right click anywhere around the edges here. And you can change the skin if you'd like. So it's a really powerful piece of software, and you're definitely going to like this tool. Let's move on to the cover. The cover is another really important thing of your publication. I just want to mention some things that are very crucial about your cover. They recommend that the minimum height of your cover is 1,000 pixels, and then they want to keep it. They like it a 1.6 ratio. So basically, that's 625 pixels by 1,000 pixels. So 625 high by 1,000. Sorry, 625 wide by 1,000 high. That's the minimum. They prefer to have it at about 1,562 pixels wide by 2,500 pixels high. So if I just open up Photoshop, and if I just make a new here, so you want to go 625 by 1,000 is the minimum. That's the minimum that you want to do. And you can see you could fill that up with graphics and whatnot. I'm not going to go through and show how to actually make a graphical cover here. You can get one designed pretty easily just from using Fiverr.com or I Love Odesk. You can find a graphic designer there. Or if you prefer to do it yourself, let me show you one of my favorite places to get graphics really cheap. It's called GraphicRiver.net. I love this site. There is tons of really cool stuff from $1. It's so cheap. So many cool little graphic stuff in here. So a lot of different cool stuff. So I like using this site to get graphical elements to put into my books and whatnot, or even into my web designs. I come here quite a bit to get stuff. And then the other one I kind of like is iStockPhoto.net to get stock photo. But in another video there, I showed you where to get some other free stock photos. Like you could just go to Google and just type in free stock images or free stock photos. You'll find a bunch of sites where you can get a bunch of cool stuff you can use. But here I like getting the graphical elements. There's tons of different elements like logos and shapes and all those sorts of good stuff that you could use, and you can use it inside of not only Photoshop but other cool things too. And you can always go to all files, view categories. And here it's really easy to kind of go through graphics. I want to look at, say, backgrounds, abstracts, and they'll show you right away all the stuff. And it's a nice site. I love this site. So anyhow, that's a cool place to go, and all the stuff here is pretty cheap. You spend between like $1, like $3. This one's $7. You may see something in here for like $15 or something like that, but it's fairly cheap. And so what you want to do is definitely click embed cover in book. So when people use that little in book kind of viewer thing on Amazon, maybe you don't. So let me just show you here if I can find a window I could use. Let's take a look here. See, click to look inside, and you'll see a cover right away. This is where your cover will be seen inside of the book, and it's put in there automatically. So it's a good idea to check that, because adds more. This looks a lot fancier, a lot nicer to your book, and You got to remember, the nicer you make your book and the easier it reads, the less errors you have in it, the better reviews you're going to get. And those reviews is going to be your lifeline for your book. You want good reviews so people will start buying it. So it's important. So it's a good idea to put that in there. Then obviously you want to browse and load it in there, but I don't have one made for this particular example. The location, you want to add your book. So we created it, and it was right here. And what you want to do is include the .doc file, so the DOC. And that's the one that was created from the previous video. The next one, you want to select your territories. Basically, you just select worldwide. Unless your particular publication is really targeted towards only, one country for some reason. Maybe it could be something to do with, just off the top of my head, religion or something like that. Maybe not that, but I couldn't think of anything else. But something that's just specific towards a certain country. I've never came across that particular situation, so I always just select them all. Now the royalties. The royalties is basically most people just select 35 and then select their, set their book to like 99 cents and kind of go up from there. And I wish I could just say, here's the universal price. This is what you set it at every time. It doesn't really work that way. The best way to know is everyone hates this word, test. Yes, I know, you have to test. So I like starting at around $1.99 and kind of go from there. But people do weird stuff, like 3.06. You just never know what works best for that given publication, and combination of all different things you have in here: the description, the graphics, the name of the book, the keywords, all that kind of stuff, all builds around the testing you need to do for this particular book price. Now this is the percentage basically of royalties, how much you get paid. So you can select 35 and 70. And when you first see that, you're like, well, I'm going to pick 70, right? Well, the thing is, there's a lot of restrictions with 70, and it turns out that if those restrictions aren't met, it automatically defaults to 35 anyways. So I'm not sure if a lot of people can do the 70, but 35 is pretty much what you're going to get. So you may try it, but there's certain rules for it too. So I wonder if I can just briefly show you some of the rules there. If you're doing a 35% royalty, it's calculated kind of in this way. If you have a 70% royalty, you can only do a book price from $2.99 to $9.99. So if you want to go over $10, you're going to have to go to 35 royalty anyways. There's more of a pricing table here as well. And it gives you more of an example of the royalty rate, how it's calculated. It's pretty simple with the 35. You just 0.35 times the book price. That's how much you get paid, and that's it. But with the 70, there's a little bit more involved. So they have to take the royalty rate, take the list price minus the delivery cost, and you get your royalty. So, and there's all these different rules for terms and conditions for 70% royalty. Anyhow, I put it to 35. The contributors, it's pretty simple. Basically, it's just the author. So let's throw the author in there. Oops, that's definitely not the author's name. Of course, it's just a pen name. And this is the author. You see all the different contributors you can actually add in here. Select your language, the publication date. That's just basically useful when you're going to publish at a future date. So I just, set it for this date. The publishing rights. This is public domain work. Obviously, you usually put I hold the necessary publishing rights. If you wrote it yourself, you automatically own it. Lending. I suggest doing lending just because basically lending is like people that buy your book have up to like 14 days or something like that to lend the book to their friends. And I think that's important because you want the most exposure possible. You're going to have marketing links inside that book. You're going to have all sorts of cool things. You're going to have a network of books put together. You want them to start going through your network of books. And let's say for example, John Doe buys your book, lends it to his friend. His friend doesn't even want to read the book, but he goes to the end of your book and sees all these and sees these links to other books you've got, and all of a sudden, boom, one of your books really interests him. He's going to click that, go and buy it. It's important. So definitely put allow lending in there. Digital rights management, I wouldn't worry about that. It basically prevents people from illegally distributing your book all over the place. And honestly, let it happen. I know that sounds crazy. I know, you're probably shaking your head going, why did you just say that? Let it happen. I do it with my software. The thing is, the more people that you get your product in the hands of, the more exposure you get, the more branding you get, and at the end of the day, the more money you make. So just leave it. I know it's counterintuitive, but it works. So that's pretty much it. The only thing I've missed here out of the whole thing is just the book cover. But go ahead and click OK, and it wants me to add a book cover. I don't have a book cover image, so I'm just going to stick some random image in there. Click OK. And now, that's it. So you can see the book cover there. Your book is not yet published, of course it isn't. And so that's when you go to the next part and you use the submitter to submit it to the Kindle, to your Kindle store. And submitting it is it is so brain dead easy. It's ridiculous. I don't even know if I even should create another video to do it. It's like, it's so easy. All you do is you click this and you click this. That's it. There's nothing to it. 2 clicks. 1, 2. That's how you submit a book. And basically, we pretty much did everything for the book right now. Except, of course, I haven't actually wrote the book, and it's not finished, and the cover is not actually done. But you get the whole idea of just how simple it is to actually create a book with the software, and then set the details, and then submit it. It is that easy. You can actually be literally writing tons and tons of books. So now you don't have that block anymore. You don't have any excuses for, oh, I can't get my book in a Kindle because it doesn't look nice, and I don't know how to list it, and I can't get the chapters right, and all that kind of stuff. This software takes care of everything for you. It's pretty cool. All right, well, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.